day has finally come. It's D-Day in a way. There's been a lot of episodes in the lead up to this, and it is finally time to figure out what the is wrong with my 1000 horsepower 80 series. Now, if you've seen previous episodes, you would have seen that we have spent time with Max, gone to Hyperfab, put new injectors, new fuel, new spark plugs, new ignition coils, plugged in the Howtech. Max and I can't get this thing running for the life of me. Today, we have a day with Destiny. Let me explain. Now, what I mean by that? Well, whilst we built the 80 series and the engine at HD Automotive with Max and Hayden, and whilst we tuned it at 8-speed, the actual tuner himself's name is John from Next Up. He's a beautiful creature, big, luscious, bearded man that knows everything about turbos, boost, and keeping large performance engines safe.
John, as you'll soon know, is a little bit of a wizard himself.
I'm not a wizard.
He's Gandalf.
He works at a company called Next Up Performance, and we are heading there today. He's going to plug this thing in. He is hopefully going to run it up at least on the trailer and figure out what's wrong with it first before we go to the effort of unloading it. Maybe if we have time, we'll put it on the dyno to run it up, or we'll just take it for a drive on the street and see what happens. He is going to be able to hopefully pinpoint exactly what's gone wrong with this thing and what needs fixing without us just throwing money at this thing willy-nilly. The 80 has been broken for like 2.5, 3 months now, so it's finally definitely 100% time to get it fixed. John's been on holidays, we've been busy buying cars and building cars and moving sheds, so it hasn't really fazed me, but I miss driving this thing. I've barely driven it since it's been up in Queensland, so it's time to get a bit of a health check on it, I suppose. Get a bit of a list of things, you know, find out if any of them are terminal, find out if Donnelly's gonna have his work cut out for him, and see if we can't get this thing sorted. Anyway, let's load it up.
Coming in.
Also, I bought a new trailer, and it is 1,000 times better than what we had before.
Yeah, flex. I just wanna win. Yeah, LABB who we running with. Yeah, 2, 2, 3, 3. I'm on 10 again. Yeah, state your name.
This trailer, brand new, still under warranty, 3-point-something ton. Like it's about 2 times as heavy duty and strong as my last trailer. The trailer brakes work. It's got electric breakaway on the brakes. The handbrake works, a jockey wheel that works. It's actually a whole lot wider and a whole lot longer. So hopefully it'll make loading big American vehicles.
What did he say?
Plus 80 series and GQ and stuff way easier. Hopefully. With a couple of big like interstate trips coming up, I figured it was time to upgrade trailers. So this one has got the built-in ramps, suspension. I suppose we should straighten this trailer up and load the 80. Wait till you hear this thing. It sounds so like the exhaust. We put this valve in the exhaust and it worked for maybe 1 day and then just developed this crazy rattle. And the company, we reached out and they were like,
oh yeah, that's normal. You can try filling it with Sikaflex if you don't like the rattle.
We were like, what the fuck? So hopefully Max wants to put a full system in it so that we can just run it out the back of the car with like 1 muffler in it and just get rid of the valve altogether because it's garbage. But that, on top of the fact that it barely wants to run, not top G.
Feeling depressed.
First things first, this happened the other day. Actual fucking piss take. So now we have no handle. So we just have to leave the driver's window open until I can order one of those. We'll grab the keys. This thing's got an Optima yellow type in the back of it, and I'm almost certain that it's dropped a cell or something. So, because even after it being on charge for a week, it still doesn't like to start. So let's try and set this camera down somewhere, see if it'll start. I don't like our chances. This door handle's the most annoying thing ever. Fresh, straight off charge. Fucking hate this car, man. Someone wants to buy it off me. I'm that sick of it. Thankfully for iTech World. This thing, JS80 from iTech World, is the GOAT. On 1 button, with a bit of luck, this fucking bucket of shit should just start up. Sounds rough as. All right, first load up on the new trailer. See how we go. You have no idea how much I hate this fucking car. Literally no idea. Okay, I'm gonna quickly finish strapping this thing up. We're gonna head down to Next Up Performance, see our bearded magician, John. It's actually right near HD Automotive, so it's about an hour, 40 minutes from us. Hopefully there's no traffic, although Bruce Highway, we'll see. Okay, what is up? We are on the Bruce, on our way to Next Up Performance in Rocklea, I believe, actually. Same suburb as HD Automotive, which is rather convenient, and only 10 minutes away from our friends at Meredith Metalworks, so we might drop past there later. We've got the 80 on the trailer. It's the first time I've towed with a new trailer, and it is like butter, baby. The trailer brakes on my last trailer hadn't worked, basically, the entire time I had the trailer. So to have a trailer that has brakes and suspension and be the proper width for an 80 series is really nice. Fingers crossed John can plug his computer into the Haltech while the car's on the trailer. We can try and start it up and he can see what's wrong before we have to pull the whole thing off the trailer. He does have access to a dyno at his shop, but obviously if the car is broken or very ill or sick or destroyed or damaged or whatever, there's probably no point in, you know, pulling it off and putting it on the dyno and that sort of thing. So with a bit of luck, look, my guess, and the YouTube comment mechanics in previous episodes have had very good guesses. You know, obviously we have replaced everything you've seen in previous episodes, like I mentioned earlier, but a lot of people were like, you know, oh, have you tried your fuel filter? Have you tried maybe blocked fuel lines and that sort of stuff? I just think it's going to be more critical than that. I think maybe we've damaged the head. I know we've definitely, the fuel map is fucked. John has said a couple of times on the phone that Haltech's lately, like if you do a firmware update, it's dropping fuel maps, which is really weird because the thing is running so fucking rich you have no idea. So maybe it's that. Look, who knows? It's really, we're just guessing right now. We're about 35 minutes away from knowing what is actually wrong with it, and I'm pretty freaking excited about that. Also, fresh ROH merch goes hard. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We might not even be unloading the car off the trailer today. John might just go, yeah, nah, it's all f***ed. In which case, Corey, I'll be on my way very soon with a broken FZ head. How good. Anyway, let's go, baby. Alright, we've just pulled up. It's a little bit of an awkward spot, so I might just dump the trailer somewhere and see if I can find the man, the myth, the legend, and see if we can't figure out what in the actual fuck is wrong with this piece of shit. Hell yeah, brother. I actually honestly can't even remember what number they are. That way is our boy Nathan at Fabulous, and over here is our Next Up wizard. Now, I'm no expert, but my guess is that it's probably the workshop with a Super out the front of it with massive drag radials on the back. Is that a Supra? Dude, is this a freaking Supra? Alright, fingers crossed we can bloody get to the bottom of this car today. Even if we just get an idea of what's wrong with it so that we can start replacing parts that might actually fix its problems as opposed to just throwing money at it. So the only benefit about the Haltech really is that John should, in theory, just be able to plug it in and see what it's doing. And like it's got all data logs and stuff. So we should, in theory, be able to know, but we'll see. We're definitely in the right spot though. John's just on the phone, then we'll be in it. Okay, probably can't hear shit, but the original thought, maybe down on compression. Follow-up thought, maybe dead injector. It is missing bad though, so we'll see what happens.
before I die. There's a room moving now.
All right, consensus is it's coming off the trailer and it's going in, so let's do that. All right. Yep. Foot flat. It's good? We're doing compression. Nice. What was that? Oh, bruh. I thought we were starting with 6. True. Is this 5 now? We're doing a compression test. All the plugs look fucked. 5 and 6 particularly bad, like they hadn't been firing whatsoever. So, next test is compression. See what it does. This is cylinder 5, the bad one. What? What number? 40. What was 1? 158. Cylinder 1 was 158 PSI. Cylinder 5 was 40 PSI. Heaps good. I reckon 6 is going to be down on compression as well. Well, it happens. You're playing with big boy power and big boy cars and a lot of abuse. Want to buy head gasket?
Yeah.
What was that?
Same.
40.
All the noise coming out of the other cylinder though. So 5 and 6.
Head gasket
On between them.
between. Yep. That's heaps good. Is it worth doing 4, 3, 2?
Oh yeah, we'll make it.
While we're here. Heaps good. Okay. Couldn't really film too much. They're super busy here and we basically just dropped by almost without a booking, but that's the way John is. He's a good guy. Obviously, John works very closely with HD Automotive and all those sorts of people that do all the turbo petrol tuning and stuff there. So he's been involved since the very beginning, even when we were building this car. And pretty much all these guys do is work on and tune ridiculous performance turbocharged vehicles. So definitely the place to be. Let's quickly talk about the results. I wrote some of them down. Now you probably would have seen by now, you would have got a bit of an idea. Compression. Cylinder 1, 158 PSI. Cylinder 2, 155 PSI. Cylinder 3, 156 PSI. Cylinder 4, 154 PSI. Cylinder 5, 40 PSI. Cylinder 6, 40 PSI. What we can concoct is basically, we reckon it's done the head gasket completely between 5 and 6. When we were cranking it and doing the compression test, you could actually hear the compression getting pushed out and all the noise coming out of the, if we were testing 6, it was coming out of 5, and if you were testing 5, it's coming out of 6. Basically, the reason it's misfiring is because it's not actually firing at all, is what we've come to the conclusion of, because it's basically pushing all the compression, fuel, etc. into the other cylinder. So when it's coming up to top dead center in cylinder 5, for example, it's just pushing all the spicy sauce into 6 and not firing whatsoever. So I don't know if you class that as misfiring, if it's not even firing at all, but it happens. What we think has probably happened is a bad batch of E85 causing detonation, explosions and stuff, and that's caused the damage. Probably after the Springs episode when we were on the hill drags, we didn't film it, but limiter, bad fuel, 1,000 horsepower, massive amount of torque and boost at the highest possible cylinder pressure point is probably what's caused the issue. In an ideal world, this engine would have been fire-ringed. We didn't fire-ring it, we're just running that MLS multi-layer steel gasket from Cometic. So, look, this will be this car's 4th head gasket. It is what it is. What we think is going to be the best plan of action is going to be obviously head off, new head gasket in there, assess for any other damage and put it back together, and that should basically get it running right again. What we want to do as well is, instead of having the wastegate off the 6-boost exhaust manifold, we're going to cut it and mount it onto the rear housing of our Pulsar Turbo, similar to how Max did in his FTE compound turbo setup. That should give us a lot more linear boost control to basically help control the boost, so that we can have multiple different maps, I guess, because right now we're struggling to control the boost on this thing, so it's just making 36 pounds of boost, maximum power all the time, and we can't really rein it in because the 6-boost flows so much exhaust that the wastegate is pretty much doing 2/10 of full. So not the end of the world. Probably didn't need to spend all that money on new injectors, new spark plugs, new ignition coils, but it's good to know. Anyway, I reckon that's the plan of action. Chuck some new fuel in it and call it a day. I'm gonna finish strapping this thing down and get back up the coast, but could be worse, could be better. It is what it is. Hopefully you've liked and subscribed by now. If you haven't, make sure you do that now. And hopefully you've liked this episode. It's been a while. It's been a couple of eps trying to diagnose this thing. And probably we should have just compression tested it and seen John in the first place, but it is what it is. Hopefully we can get it fixed by the Sydney show. As always, see you next Thursday.